Hi, my name is Audrey Addison Petrovich. I'm the creator of this channel, and today we're going to be talking about something a little bit strange. It is March 13th. The day is Tuesday, and tomorrow is my very first ever live performance. It is May 10th? I'm literally gonna go look at my calendar. I don't want to mess this up. I like to think a lot. Well, I guess I don't like to think a lot, but it just naturally happens. Today, on January 13th, Friday the 13th actually, I am coming out as a Christian. That I am a Christian. I'm a Christian. And it feels so good to get that off my shoulders, man. I've just been holding it in for so long. Okay, in all seriousness, this isn't clickbait or anything. I am coming out as a Christian who struggles with same-sex attraction. That's weird to say in front of a camera. My life has gone by so fast. It's just made me realize, like, I'm here now. Like, I'm here. This is this chapter of my life. I'm in Los Angeles, and it is 9:36 at night. And I've been in a serious rut. I know I seem like I'm in kind of uppity, good mood, but no. If I can recall this week, I'll just remind myself, future Audrey, this week sucked. I've been watching The Office all day, and it's almost 7 p.m. I feel disgusting. I have struggled with a lot my whole life, and I guess the obvious biggest conflict in my life has been, the idea that I've been attracted to the same sex, and I'm also a Christian. I don't know, it's hard for me to put into words how hard it's been to hold on to Christianity. I've always loved Jesus, but I can't say I've always loved being a Christian as much as I've loved Jesus. I know in this moment that things are gonna start to turn up. Maybe not tomorrow right away, and it might not be for a few years, but I want to remember little moments of just sitting in this apartment in this rut, I feel like I'm in a rut. Like, I try so hard and I feel like I haven't got anywhere. My entire life I've thought, how could this possibly happen? Because I'm a devoted Jesus lover and Christ follower, and I was supposed to have this life where I did nothing but just tell people about the great love that is Jesus. I'm only 20, and I've lived a life of a lot so far. It's been a battle to try and, I guess, decide where I'm going, and if I really am that person or if it's a temptation. And it says in the Bible, God's law is written on our hearts. We automatically know in our hearts what's right and what's wrong. It's been hard for me to accept that homosexuality falls in that same bucket, that it's in the Bible, it's said to have fallen in the same bucket as every other sin and temptation out there. It doesn't sit right with me, and it never has. God's word was written and was supposed to last an eternity. It was supposed to last forever for everyone here on earth. He didn't write it and say, okay, this is for the next 100 years and then you can forget about it. Like, this is supposed to be for today, just as much as it was supposed to be for the disciples back then, or the people who were going off of it back then. I watch endless amounts of YouTube videos and Netflix, and I can't seem to pick myself up. I can't seem to encourage myself and understand that things are gonna go somewhere, that God has a plan for me. While it's one of the deepest struggles you will ever see or hear of or have to go through, it's something that can be overcome. answer. I'd like for this to stop ripping me up in every way possible. You know, it destroys my friendships. It keeps me from God. It makes me feel terrible about myself. And there's been so many times where I've wanted to go away so badly that I'd be willing to, you know, take my own life just so I wouldn't have to deal with it anymore. I think it's hard for Christians to grasp and hang tight onto the faith when there's so much going on that's negative, when there's so much doubt, so much hurt. You start to question everything, including the faith that's been with you and unfailing forever. You know, you question it. And if this pattern continues, then I'll just have to give up less when I leave, you know. And I guess that's a good thing. It's a struggle, it's a fight. But it's something that you can push through. I believe it. God didn't create us to be with the same sex. And it makes sense to me because in my opinion, you know, God's creation is God's creation, and it was intended for a purpose, and he made it, and he's pure and perfect, and therefore what he makes is pure and perfect. And then I just think about how I feel when I have these crushes on people, when I like somebody. Absolutely none of it feels wrong. I feel guilty and ashamed for liking them because they're the same sex. I feel like someone's gonna find out, and I feel like I'm doing the wrong thing. But my feelings don't feel like lust. They don't feel abnormal. They feel perfect and right and magical, as cheesy as that sounds. I get butterflies just like everybody else, and my heart pounds, and I smile, and I feel safe when I'm around them, and it's just like if I were to like a guy. But if I were to like a guy, everything would be normal about that, and I would never be condemned, and I would be encouraged to pursue that. And so none of this adds up yet again. Sometimes I just really want to be on a boat, like lying in the middle of the ocean. I could stare up at a sky that looks like that. It looks blue.